Recall techniques of graphing. Remember, we have some guideline for vertical shifting and horizontal shifting. We have discussed this in previous chapter. Okay, now let's recall for vertical shift. It happens when you have a constant outside of the function. For example, plus k or minus k here, and k is located outside of the function. So when the constant is outside of the function, it is vertical shifting, and it is whether up or down, depends on the positive or negative. All right. Okay, and if the value of k is inside of the function, this indicates horizontal shifts, whether it's going left or right. Okay, so another types of translation is reflection. It's about negative value here. It is outside, means that we will remember vertical, so means that the reflection is about the x-axis. Okay, if the negative inside of the function, we will remember horizontals, means that the reflection is about the y-axis. So we will use this as well in sketching trigonometric function. Okay, now look at the question. Sketch the graph of y equal to negative 15 sine x. So here the format is like this: a sine x, where a is negative 15, so we take the amplitude equal to modulus of a, means that 15, we take the positive value for amplitude. Okay, and then the period for this type is always 2 pi. The period indicates the end point for the cycle. It is 2 pi, and automatically you are needed to plot the middle point. Now look at the y value is 15. 15 is here, and negative 15. Remember, this is a graph of sine. Graph of sine is like this. Okay, so we want to sketch this within this time frame. So it must start at 0. It's going to reach the maximum value here, and it will intercept here, minimum value here, and it's coming back to the 2 pi. So we want to connect all the points to make the sine curve. So this is y equal to 15 sine x. At this stage, we ignore the negative value. We just sketch the basic function by ignoring the negative. Okay, now consider this negative value. Negative value is outside of the function. So when it is outside, we'll always remember vertical type, so it's up or down. So means that the reflection is about x-axis. So imagine if you have a mirror at the x-axis, what happened to the curve? It will be reflected. Okay, so the reflection of the curve can be drawn like this for the first segment and the second segment. So the curve here is negative 15 sine x, which is the final answer. Okay, for the previous curve indicated by red lines, is just a temporary. Okay, this stage is just a temporary before we get the final curve. Okay, so you have to reflect about x-axis. So that is how we deals with negative in front of the function. Number 4, sketch the graph of negative 11 cos x. So back to the format, this is a cos x. The amplitude equal to 11. Even though you have negative there, remember amplitude only takes positive value because it's just the height. Okay, the height. And the period is 2 pi, means that the end point is 2 pi and the middle point is pi. So 11 is here, 11 is here, minus 11. We want to draw cos. Cos is like a bowl like this, so you must start up here and then you will reach the minimum value in the middle and you get the maximum value again. So along this way you will have to intercept with x-axis at those points. So this is the curve that we want to sketch. What I draw here is just y equal to 11 cos x. At this stage we ignore the negative value because we want to consider it later. Now negative is in the outside, and we will remember vertical. So vertical means that the reflection is at x-axis again. So when x-axis, remember, we can imagine we have a mirror there, so you can draw the reflection, okay, segment by segment like this. So that is the final answer. The purple curve is negative 11 cos x, while the red curve is just a temporary before we get the final answer.